السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. قال تبارك وتعالى في كلامه المجيد والفرقان الحميد: والذين تبوأوا الدار والإيمان من قبلهم يحبون من هاجر إليهم ولا يجدون في صدورهم حاجة مما أوتوا ويؤثرون على أنفسهم ولو كان بهم خصاصة ومن يوق شح نفسه فأولئك هم المفلحون. والذين جاءوا من بعدهم يقولون ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: روي عن عبد الله بن عمرو رضي الله تعالى عنه قال: قيل لرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: أي الناس أفضل؟ قال: كل مخموم القلب صدوق اللسان. قالوا: صدوق اللسان نعرفه، فما مخموم القلب؟ قال: هو التقي النقي لا إثم فيه ولا بغي ولا غل ولا حسد، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم، ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ثم أما بعد. My dear brothers, respected elders, my sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings are there for us. They continue to descend towards His slaves, His ibad. And one of the greatest time with respect to blessings is about to start. It is the month of Ramadan, the month, the most beloved month for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And before this month, when it used to start, this was the sunnah, a routine practice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he used to give a khutbah before Ramadan started. And he used to remind Sahaba. You know, you look, the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they were with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in like every time, in every moment of their life, they looked towards Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were attached to the masjid, like they were attached to more than anything else. They were linked and connected to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam even more than their own families. But still, they also needed reminders. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam reminded them that a great month is about to start. It is about to start, the month which is Shahr Mubarak, which is full of barakah, which is full of blessings. And he reminded them that in this month there is a night that if someone makes benefit of it, it's equivalent to 1,000 months. 2 rak'ah in that night, if you continue to pray for 1,000 months, 2 rak'at continuously, how much ajr and thawab you can collect. In that one night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His generosity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made that night so sacred that it would be equivalent to 1,000 months. And He used to remind the Sahaba that this month which is starting, this is the month of patience. This is Shahru Sabr. You have to learn how to be patient, and you have to develop that patience against the ill doings, the ill practices you have in your lives. The human beings, they end up corrupting their practices. So you have to learn through this month, and you have to get out of this month purified. So like if we look at the purpose of Siyam, fasting, what is the purpose? Like you can go through intermittent fasting and all those sort of dieting stuff in order to get your health back. This is not what the purpose of Ramadan has been described. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, Kutiba alaykumus siyam, I have prescribed upon you these siyam, these fasting, this act of fasting, and this was prescribed upon those who came before you. The only reason was لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so you can purify your hearts. You can develop a consciousness for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You become God conscious. You're not only for this world. Your mere purpose of living in this world is not just to gather some wealth. You have a bigger purpose in life. You have something big to do. What is that? That was the quality which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam continuously made effort that his companion, they developed that pure heart. They developed that softness in their heart. And they became God conscious. Because this message meant to be spread all over the world. And it meant to be, influence the world. This message has the power that it goes from the east to the west. It travels all the way, and it encompasses all the world. This is the power of the message. But when Sahaba, they enter the lands as conquerors, and the doors of the worlds open to them, if their hearts were not prepared, they would have fell for that dunya. And they would have caused corruption in the land. Like we have many, invaders in the history. We have, so much barbaric conquerors who conquered big pieces of land, and they established their states, but they ended up causing corruption in the land. Whereas if we look at the Sahaba, they also conquered the lands. But through them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He showed the peace of Islam, the beauty of Islam, the beauty of submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their hearts were in complete submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those Sahaba, they were so much concerned about their feelings of the heart that they kept on coming to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, asking about it. and they wanted to be the best of the best. They were struggling and they were striving to be the best of human beings. Some of them, they did not even have food to eat. They did not have, that much provision, wealth. They were struggling. They were going through hard times. But they came up to the Prophet ﷺ asking some beautiful questions regarding their character. And the hadith I just mentioned early in the khutbah, a sahabi comes in, Abdullah ibn Amr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, says that Prophet ﷺ was asked by a companion that ayyun nasi afdal, that which human being is the best, is the most virtuous, is the best in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a question we see in a hadith. It has been asked by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam multiple times. Many Sahaba, they came up with this question. Ayyun nasi anfa', ayyun nasi khair, ayyun nasi afdal. The same question being asked again and again. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to answer that question according to the condition and the circumstances of that person. And this here, the response of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is what we need right now, just before entering Ramadan. Because we cannot benefit from Ramadan or that great night which is equivalent to 1,000 months if we do not prepare for it in this specific issue, in this specific regard. We need to work on it. And this is something workable. We can do it. This is something doable. Like working on the heart, sometimes it feels like, no, it's not in our control. Yes, it is. Because that's what we learn from the message of the revelation, from the message of the wahi, which is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam responded to that person who was asking that which person, who is the best in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, kullu makhmumil qalb, every person with a pure heart. Kullu makhmumil qalb, every person with a pure heart. Saduqul lisan, and every person with a truthful tongue. Subhanallah, it's simple, it's short, it's comprehensive, it's beautiful. But still, Sahaba Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'een, they demanded explanation for what do you mean by it. Kullu makhmumil qalb. And the Sahabi, he asked that, well, we know, na'rifu saduqul lisan, that what is the meaning of being truthful with respect to tongue, that we speak our truth, we never lie, that we understand. But Ya Rasulullah, what do you mean by makhmumul qalb? What do you mean by saying the purity of the heart? So this is the style of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he used to say and use certain words. Even Sahaba, they started thinking on it, because these are not common words used in those days in Arabic. But he used that word, makhmumul qalb. So he said, what is this, Ya Rasulullah? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he explained this specific word. And he used like 4 or 5, in fact 6 words he used to explain this makhmumul qalb. And he said, huwa taqiyu. He is the one who has taqwa, who has developed taqwa in his heart. The same thing we discussed, the consciousness, the cautiousness for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We, define this word by saying fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, the fear is there. But the fear is out of that consciousness that if we look at the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's love. And when we look at that potential power that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to put a person under a test, under a punishment. He is Al-Jabbar, He is Al-Qahar, He has the might, He has the authority, He has the power. He can do anything He wants to. And He owes no explanation to anyone. So subhanallah, He can do anything. So automatically the fear is there that if I displease and I earn the displeasure of such a great God, then what will happen to me? Where would I end up? Subhanallah. So that fear leads towards ta'ah, obedience, and submitting to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is makhmumul qalb, the first quality explained by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The makhmumul qalb is the one who has taqwa in his heart, who has fear of Allah, who has love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has cautiousness, who is cautious that Allah is watching me. Allah is hearing, He's all hearing. Whatever I say, even if I think something in my heart, something going on in my head, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is Al-Alim. He has all the knowledge. He is the all-knowing. He knows everything. So we, ponder over, contemplate over the sifat of Allah, the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we start developing that taqwa, that consciousness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. And makhmumul qalb itself, this word makhmum, it means to clean out something. When you use a vacuum on the carpet, or you brush out dust and dirt out of your house, that's khammama. That is to remove and wipe out the dirt. So makhmum is the place which has been cleansed out and purified. So the heart is compared with a place which is dirty, and that it has been cleansed out by anything which is other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this heart. That's a filth in the heart. That's the dirt which needs to be removed. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, إِنَّمَا الْمُشْرِكُونَ نَجَسٌ. That a mushrik, the one who associates partners with Allah, he is dirty. He is filthy. So why is it? Because he has taken a shower. Well, he has put on some perfumes and good scents, but still he is najis? Yes, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the feeling inside his heart and that aqeedah, that yaqeen, that feeling of associating partners with Allah is the biggest dhulm and the biggest najasa he is carrying inside his heart. So makhmumul qalb, to have that consciousness for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first quality, at-taqi. And when this taqwa comes in, this is like a process, a purification process. When you make a deliberate effort of contemplating on the sifat of Allah, giving yourself some time, taking yourself out of dunya and concentrating and thinking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this actually takes you out of the dunya and makes you develop and helps you develop a taqwa inside the heart. So this coming 5 times a day to the prayers is basically not only that we have to leave our dunya, we have to, make an effort, we have to struggle, we have to leave our work. No, this is a work itself. This is for our benefit. We can see many youngsters here, they have this passion for fitness. With all their work and with all their busy schedule, they take out time and they go to the gym to make the workout, because they have that feeling that we need to take out that time, that's for our own benefit. So what about this spiritual gym we have here, An-Nur, the masjid of your community, or the masjid wherever your workplace is, wherever your house is, the masjid close to it? That is the place which we need to go in order to develop that taqwa, to get that time for pondering over the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the qualities, the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we can start that purification process. That taqwa can come in. That vacuum can come in to suck out all the dirt and all the dust from the carpet. So we need to take out that dirt and the filth which is in there. Because when we go out for our work or whatever we have to do, this dunya is designed in a way that it puts an impact of, like, it shows that how great this world is, how important this accumulation of wealth is. This is natural. But a Muslim, a believer, he takes out time and he engages with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through his heart. He connects his heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he develops that taqwa. An-Naqi. And the second quality explained by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is actually the result of that taqwa. When you have taqwa, so An-Naqi is, pure, free from all sort of filth, all sort of illnesses. That's An-Naqi. And in explanation of An-Naqi, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he explained, he said, An-Naqi, the heart which has developed taqwa and has become pure, is the one, la ithma fihi, there are no ill doings, there is no dot of disobedience on his heart. He is cleaning out his heart, purifying his heart continuously. That's what scholars say, that a believer, he can never sleep with a black dot on his heart. Because whenever a person, he commits a sin, a black dot is placed on his heart. And when he continues to do it, that black dots, they start, building up on his heart to the point that his whole heart is rusted by those black dots. But when a believer, he makes tawbah and he repents to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wipes out all of that rust. And all that black dots, they just disappear by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a believer, he cannot sleep without making istighfar, without repenting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because he never knows that I'm going to sleep. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says that when the people sleep, I send back their arwah to those people whom I will that they live some more time. And for those whom I don't will to live more, I take their arwah right from there. And they never get up from their sleep. So subhanallah, we keep on making istighfar and repenting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to get that, the level of being An-Naqi, the one who has cleansed his heart from all sort of ithm, all sort of illnesses. Wala baghya, there is no transgression in his heart. Wala ghilla, there is no hatred towards others. There is no grudge in his heart. There is no ill feeling for other beings in his heart. Wala hasada, and then there's no jealousy towards other. Each term explained in this hadith, it requires big explanation, and there are further ahadith for the explanation of each term used here in hadith, but we are getting short of time, but we make a firm intention that before entering Ramadan, we will start working on our heart, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove all the illnesses of our heart, and we enter Ramadan with a clean, pure heart, so that we can get to the real purpose and we can achieve the actual purpose of Ramadan, and that's developing a God-fearing heart. Ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله المبعوث إلى الأسود والأحمر المنعوت بشرح الصدر ورفع الذكر وصلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله الذين هم خلاصة العرب العرباء وخير الخلائق بعد الأنبياء. أما بعد، فيا أيها الناس وحدوا الله فإن التوحيد رأس الطاعات، واتقوا الله فإن التقوى ملاك الحسنات، وعليكم بالسنة فإن السنة تهدي إلى الإطاعة، ومن أطاع الله ورسوله فقد رشد واهتدى، وإياكم والبدعة فإن البدعة تهدي إلى المعصية، ومن يعص الله ورسوله فقد ضل وغوى، وعليكم بالصدق فإن الصدق ينجي والكذب يهلك، وعليكم بالإحسان فإن الله يحب المحسنين. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: أرحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر، وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر، وأصدقهم حياء عثمان، وأقضاهم علي، وفاطمة سيدة نساء أهل الجنة، والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة، وحمزة وسد الله وسد رسوله. اللهم اغفر للعباس وولده مغفرة ظاهرة وباطنة لا تغادر ذنبا. الله الله في أصحابي لا تتخذوهم من بعدي غرضا، فمن أحبهم فبحبي أحبهم، ومن أبغضهم فببغضي أبغضهم، وخير أمتي قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر لنا وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات والأحياء منهم والأموات، وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وجعلنا منهم، واخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله يذكركم، ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وأجل وأتم وأهم وأعظم وأكبر، والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقيموا الصلاة.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, brothers and sisters. Inshallah, we will let you know next Tuesday or Wednesday, inshallah, when Ramadan will start, inshallah. And also, our full-time Hifz program, inshallah, will start after Ramadan. So the registration has already started. See me after the after Juma, inshallah. And also, tonight we have the Friday night program, inshallah, after Maghrib, from Maghrib to Isha, inshallah. The sheikhs will talk in detail about the Ramadan, inshallah. So, inshallah. And also, every weekend, inshallah, in Ramadan, we will have the community iftar together, inshallah. Yeah. So, there's one more, I forgot. 1 second. Okay, inshallah. But remember, I'll let you know. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah, hayya al falah. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إنا أنزلناه أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. استغفر الله.
Yes, brothers. We have the new Ramadan calendars by the doors, inshallah. Before you leave, just take them, inshallah. Put them on the fridge, inshallah. Jazakallah.